Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Polycom Launch Series. My name is Laura Shea. I'm the Director of Group Product Marketing in the Solutions Marketing Group, and I have here with me Mr. Bob Knopf, who is a Senior Product Marketing Manager, and who is going to tell us all about a very new, exciting product called the Polycom UC Board. So, Bob, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is, and then what are some of the key benefits?
You bet. Well, thanks, Laura, and thank you all for joining us here today. The Polycom UC Board is really a solution that brings whiteboarding to video conferencing users, finally. I mean, there have been solutions out there in the past, but this, I think folks will find, is a big step above what's out there in the marketplace today. One of the key benefits, I think what all users are looking for, is a way to have a natural way to collaborate with the far end. And the Polycom UC Board does give you that. It gives you that is by far the #1 benefit. It gives users a natural way to collaborate with the far side.
Great. Now, what are some of the unique differentiators that the Polycom UC Board brings to our customers?
Absolutely. The first differentiator is that it plugs directly into the HDX via USB. That means there are no additional camera ports to take up. As we all know, those camera ports can be very useful for other types of cameras, be it a secondary camera in the room or dock cameras, etc. Well, the UC board plugs directly in via USB. That's one of the differentiators. A second differentiator is the way just users interact with the system. They can simply pick up the pen and start writing. There's no switching camera sources or anything like that. The user automatically senses that you'd like to start sharing content, and the second you walk up to the screen with your pen and start writing, the system automatically turns on.
Excellent. And what are some of the applications that you can imagine or you can envision our users wanting to use the UC board in?
That's the great thing. There's so many different applications that are out there and so many different vertical markets this can touch. The low-hanging fruit obviously is education, with instructors doing distance education and they're writing on slides or pictures or just whiteboarding and just taking student notes and having students walk up to the board. And what's really nice about the UC board, and I should have mentioned this in the differentiators, is that we can use the existing infrastructure in a conference room or classroom. So we don't need to put in a special whiteboard. We don't need to put in special monitors. We can use the existing monitors that are in the classroom or the existing whiteboards that are in the meeting room. But I digress for just a moment. Let's go back to the applications. Some of the other applications users may have is in the enterprise. When you think about how many times when you're in a day-to-day meeting and your users are in a day-to-day meeting and they're trying to just annotate on the whiteboard and they want to share that content with the far side. Many times what has to happen today is users end up pointing the camera at the whiteboard. And that makes for a very unpleasant experience because you're not seeing the presenter at the same time you're seeing the whiteboard content.
Writing's real small.
The writing's really small. Lighting might be kind of weird, so it might be shadows or bright spots, so you're not really seeing the full content. And again, users have to intervene, pick up the remote control, and turn the camera. So that's not a great way to do it. And you think of other applications like architecture, for example. You're sharing design drawings with someone on the far side. You can literally walk up to the board, have your blueprints on the screen or on the whiteboard, and you're drawing over those drawings. This is a great application. Pretty much anywhere anyone needs to interact with the far side and collaborate, the UC whiteboard can be a nice fit.
Excellent. Well, let's not talk about it anymore. Let's show it. Why don't
Absolutely.
you give us a demonstration?
Absolutely. Let's do that. So, as I mentioned, with the UC board, you just simply take the pen, and in this case, we're using a dual monitor HDX media center. You could be using a single monitor HDX system with a projector. In this case, we're using a dual monitor HDX media center. I'm going to go ahead and take my stylus. I just walk up to the screen and just touch the screen. And when I do that, the system automatically senses that, hey, I want to start writing. I'm left with some very simple, intuitive icons here. I've got my different colors I can choose. I've got the eraser. I can erase one single strand or something on my annotations. I can erase the entire whiteboard. I can also choose between using a whiteboard and a blackboard, just a clean blank slate. So for example, if I want to go ahead and just choose a color, I can go ahead and perhaps just keep on going right down the line and start choosing my different colors. And again, we use the very basic colors here to make it easy for users to choose and make their annotations. So again, as I mentioned, we also then have the ability just to erase a simple line. Or if I wanted to, I could go ahead and hit the recycle bin, and that will erase the entire board. And something else that you also see on the UI is going to be a save and retrieve button. And you'll be able to save your slides. You'll also be able to retrieve slides that you may have previously done. Maybe you have PowerPoint presentations you've already done. You've saved those off as JPEGs. Now you can pull those slides up and just annotate right over those slides. So I'm just give you a quick demonstration of how to annotate over a slide. If a user is interested in whiteboarding over, say, a PowerPoint presentation, they could use, of course, any type of document. It could be a still from a video, it could be Excel spreadsheets, whatever kind of documents the user can use via PPSIP or from People Plus content, they can use with the Polycom UC board as well. So here I've got just my slide up from People Plus content IP. I'm going to go ahead and just touch the screen. When I touch the screen, once again, the UI from the Polycom UC board pops up, and I have all of my standard whiteboarding tools here. So now if I wanted to mark up my slide, I'm able to just choose my pen color if I wanted to choose something different than the default, and I can start marking up the documents and share this with the far side. Now what's important about the Polycom UC board to keep in mind is that this is a one-way send only, meaning I can't have a collaborative session with the far side with using UC board to UC board. This is only a one-way send. In the same fashion that Polycom People Plus content or PPSIP works today, I can send my content one way, and if someone would like to start sharing content from the far side, they would just simply pick up their pen and the UC board would start sending the content back to our side. So keep that in mind as you're looking at competitive differentiators.
So thanks for that demonstration.
Yep.
So let's talk about the competition. What else is out there that competes and compares to the UC board?
Well, quite honestly, with the direct integration via USB directly from the Polycom UC board to the HDX codec, the Polycom UC board is the top dog in the marketplace when it comes to electronic whiteboards and video conferencing. There's nothing else in the marketplace that really can compare with that ease of use. Now, Polycom does partner with a number of different great electronic whiteboard manufacturers that do offer additional functionality, like bringing in web pages, live interactive on the screen, and also being able to do live interactive sessions with multiple parties all connected to basically to the same whiteboard session. Now the UC board doesn't have that. But when it comes to the competitors such as, say, Cisco or Lifesize or other folks that are out there, no other solutions manufacturer, product manufacturer has this type of whiteboard integration.
And those competitive solutions that you mentioned that are a little more robust, they're also much more expensive.
Much more expensive.
Right? And harder to train. You have to train people on them. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just a whole different application in a different market. And
that's absolutely the truth. You know, what we've found are many users are just looking for a basic whiteboard. They want to have that same ease of use that comes with a whiteboard. You pick up a pen, you start writing, or then you erase it. That's 90% of the users out there want to have just that basic functionality. There's a ton of other things you can do with electronic whiteboards that the UC board is not capable of doing today, maybe additional functionality in the future, but right now it is what many folks are looking for.
Yeah, good. So you've said a number of times that it connects to the HDX systems. Can you be a little more specific? What HDX is? Are there certain versions of software, etc.?
Yes and yes. So first off, the HDXs were compatible with the HDX 7000, 8000, and 9000. It's compatible with some of the latest hardware versions, so Rev Bs and Cs of the codecs. Very users out there are familiar with what's responsible, what kind of codec you need for, say, high profile. It's the same type of codec. It's the later hardware revisions. From a software perspective, you need HDX 3.03, which will be released in early October 2011.
Same time as the UC board.
Same time as the UC board. We'll be shipping the UC board in the first couple of weeks of October. It'll be on the October price list, and all the marketing materials will be available at that time as well.
Good. I was just going to ask you about sales tools. So there'll be a launch page, which is where we're at now. And then all the sales tools will be listed there.
Yes, we have a robust set of sales tools for the UC board, from sales presentations, customer presentations, how to demonstrate the UC board, a tips and tricks document that really goes through some great things. We also have a marketing overview video. That's kind of the marketing wow video, if you will, that will get your customers excited about the product. We'll have other videos such as this one that's available to you, and as I said, we'll have the customer how to demo video.
Well, thanks very much, Bob. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.